Experience Natural Trees project, where I show you tips, tricks, how-tos, reviews, and grow updates. And today we're going to talk about the essentials to starting up your own grow. Now, when we talk about the essentials, what we're looking at is what do you need to get started. And I'm going to link all of this in the description below. So the number one thing you need is a place to grow it. Now this may be a room that you don't use in your basement or on your main level. It could be a spare room, it could be a grow tent as well. And that's really where I started. I started off with a 2x2 grow tent, and with that 2x2 grow tent I could grow about 2 auto. Now it was a little crammed, but it worked, and with that I was able to grow my own cannabis. Now the second thing that you're going to need, and arguably one of the most important items of beginning a grow, is going to be a light. So what I have here is a Viper Spectra LED light. Now these are really cool, they make it really easy for you. They've got a vegetative and a bloom switch. So that's really what I love. I can go half the wattage in the veg stage as I do in the bloom stage. And that's really nice. I like to be able to increase intensity as we get into flower. These are arguably one of the best priced LEDs on Amazon right now. Now I noticed great performance out of this LED light as opposed to what I first started out with, and I actually paid about double the price to get this LED when I first started growing. What this is advanced platinum diamond, something like that. It was great when I first started, and it grew my plants just fine. Now I recently just switched over Viper Spectra and noticed a large jump in growth out of my vegetative plants as soon as I switched the light. So I really would recommend this Viper Spectra. Now the third thing you're going to need is a container to grow in. So when I talk about a container, you can go to a hydro shop if you've got one near you. You can also buy these things online. You can go to your nearest hardware store. Now we're talking a 3-gallon pot, which is what I started with. You can also use like the 5-gallon pails that you see at like Home Depot. So here we've got a 3-gallon pot. Now this is just a regular old, container. You can also go with a 5-gallon pail. Now, like I said, these can be found in Home Depot or, I think Lowe's sells their own as well. A lot of hardware stores will sell these 5-gallon pails, and those work great for a container. All you would have to do is drill out some holes in the bottom here for drainage, and you're all good. Now, the fourth thing you'll need is going to be a medium. Now, when I say medium, I'm talking about what you're putting inside your container. So we're talking either soil, or a lot of people use cocoa. Honestly, I would recommend just starting off with soil. It's very forgiving. You can water it, leave it for multiple days, and it's not going to wilt up and die on you. And that makes soil really easy for beginners. Now, a great example of a good soil to start with would be Happy Frog. This is by Fox Farms, and they've got a really good reputation for making some really good soils. And this is what I started off with. I've actually used this soil for the last 4 years growing. It's been really good to me, very forgiving like I said, and you can throw this right into one of your containers and get started. Now the fifth thing, of course, you're going to need a seed. In legal states, you can get seeds from your dispensary, or you can get a clone from some dispensaries. I know some sell them around here. I've actually been here lately just using clones when I grow. And you can get those at your local dispensary in your legal states. Now, there's also a lot of seed banks out there that you can get onto on the internet, and you can find these seeds as well. I'm not going to get into that today because that's a little more in-depth. Make sure that you have something to grow, of course. If we can't begin to grow cannabis if we don't have a seed or a clone, right? So make sure you've got one of those. So from that point, you can start to grow. I mean, all you really need is a place to grow, a pot, some soil, the seed, and a light source. That's all you need. Those are your essentials right there. That's it. You could start growing today with just those things. I would recommend getting some fertilizer, and you don't have to break the bank on a good fertilizer. So this is Advanced Nutrients, and I've used Advanced Nutrients for the last 4 years as well. But this is Advanced Nutrients Jungle Juice. Now, they make this in a 3-pack set, which I recommend getting. That is your micro, grow, and bloom. And this will get you those base nutrients, your nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium that you need to grow nice plants, healthy plants. Now, these 2 items that I've got here in front of me now are what you're going to use when you are giving nutrients. Now, the reason these are in my essentials is because they truly are essential. If you have nutrients and you're not pHing your water, your plant will not take up the nutrients. So what this is here is a pH meter. This pH meter is not an overly expensive one. There are cheaper options out there, and I got by with a cheaper option for about 2 years. So what this is the Eco Tester pH 1. Now what this allows you to do is pH your water to the acceptable range that cannabis will take up as nutrients. That's very important when you're growing. Of course, if you're giving them nutrients and they're not taking it up, what good is spending the money on nutrients, right? And this here is a ppm meter. Your ppm meter is going to show you your parts per million in your water. So making sure that the strength is not too strong for your plants. So this is a really good tool to have, and these are really inexpensive. So, you know, something that I would say is an essential. So with these few items, you can get started growing cannabis now. And I really recommend, if you're looking into it, just do it. It really is easy. When you stick to the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid, you will be able to have great success when doing this. Now guys, if you liked this video and this taught you something or it got you motivated to start growing, please like and subscribe down below. Stay tuned, guys. Before I show you how to fuck the intro up.